bought myself a new toy. This is the Kelly Kettle. Just going to do a quick unboxing. Not sure what that is. Welcome to it. I bought the stainless steel version, and I bought, I think it's the base camp kit. So I think this is the deluxe version. The aluminium version is a little bit lighter. Stuck. So this is the main thing, and you'll see it's hollow, but you put fire in here, put water in there, and it will boil. It's like a little rocket stove. I'll speed through most of this because most of it I was complaining that there was too much packaging. There was quite a bit of cardboard and also little plastic bags. I've since changed my mind, having repackaged it without the extra bits of plastic and cardboard, and it does rattle a little bit too much. So I'm going to want to get some nicer bags to put the little bits in. Little grips, stop you from burning yourself when you're holding them. However, as this is the base camp kit and it's mostly going to be for use in my back garden in an emergency situation where there's no gas, no electric to cook with, I should be able to cook with sticks and bits of paper, cardboard and so on in the Kelly Kettle. So I'm not going to worry too much about packaging it nice and quiet for when I'm carrying it, because I'm not going to be carrying it around very much. Something I have seen is that you should lift like this and not like this. I think that's possible if you don't hold it by the wood. But we will see. So I'm going to fill the kettle to about an inch below the spout. Fantastic piece of camera work here with the orange bag artistically placed. Brilliant. I think that's about right. And I'm placing it loosely with the point down as it says. Also, I'd forgotten just how noisy my back garden is. So on the whole, I would recommend it, and I am going to try and use it more often and try and build up some skill with it and try and get that boil time down to something more reasonable. But if it's something that you're on the fence about, then I would say it's a yes. Regarding whether to light it with the kettle on or to put the kettle on after, I've seen it done both ways. It doesn't make a lot of difference. It is easy enough to put the kettle on when it's lit. So if you want to light it first, get the fire going, that's absolutely fine. And I place it on top. Actually, it's windy enough that I might have been better putting that on a little bit earlier than I did. Seems to be going quite well now. There's definitely a bit of a judgment call about how much to feed the fire while it's on. I think I underdid it. I think I could have added quite a bit more, and that's why it took a lot longer than I would have hoped. The first time I tried this, it took 25 minutes. The second time, which was immediately afterwards, so I started with a warm kettle, that took 19 minutes. But then I tried again about a week later, and I was then able to do it in 14 minutes. But even in that last time, I think it could have been, really I could have been much more aggressive with the fueling. Right, so I'll speed this part up. Obviously, there's definitely a need to practice, and I think it's something that you'll just get better with over time. Online, I've seen that it should only take, I've seen 4, 5, 6 minutes to boil the kettle, and I think that's possibly attainable if you get practiced with it. You know just how much to feed it. I was always concerned that I'd overfed it and I'd squashed it, but I don't think I did, actually. One thing I did do before I tried the second time is I bought a long lighter, so if I wanted to relight it at the bottom, then that was a lot easier, rather than trying to poke long matches through the air hole. I'm definitely leaning towards that I'm underfeeding rather than overfeeding it. Oops. And there we are. And the instruction is to pour away the first batch. So I'm going to quickly try and get this refilled to the same sort of level as before. Perhaps put a little bit too much in this time. Yeah. And gently in. Don't overdo it. And then place it back over. It's very easy to place it back over the fire. Now, something to remember is to point the blue bit away from you, the green bit, sorry. Point the green bit away from you, because you want to be able to pick it up without getting steamed. So yeah, as I said, it is fairly easy to put it back onto a lit flame. And what I was wondering when I was doing the unboxing about the practicality of lifting it with the handle at 90 degrees, absolutely no problem at all. You can touch the metal part, it's not going to be too hot, and it's fairly easy to put back on the flame. The wood is good for carrying it around afterwards, around camp and so on, but when you're lifting it on and off, just hold the metal at 90 degrees, it's absolutely fine. And there we are. Okay, so 90 degrees, I'll lift it off. There we go. So I had another go, and in the meantime I bought one of these long lighters. It made it a lot easier to give it a bit of a boost if you're a bit worried that it's gone out. I don't think it ever actually did go out completely, but a few times I thought it might have, and I did try to add a little bit of extra light a few times, and this does make it a lot easier to do that. So highly recommended you use one of these long lighters. I've sped up the boil particularly more this second time. Now you may have noticed on the first attempt, but on the second boil, when I pulled the kettle off, I had just added some extra cardboard. So when I pulled the kettle off, it fell out and it went everywhere. And as in the first time, this second time I just added some more fuel when it started to boil. Again, this makes me think that I'm being too conservative in the fuel that I'm adding, and next time I'm going to be a lot more aggressive in adding fuel. But I let it boil for a while, let it sit and whistle. I don't think it's going to do it any harm, and this means that you can lift it off a little bit more safely if you've just added, especially if you've just added some lightweight fuel like cardboard or something. Oh,